Hi everyone, my name is Teddy Osei. I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa. I did have my undergraduate studies at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, moved to the US, did my master's in arts and moved to an MFN. Currently I'm an assistant professor at Lincoln University. So with my practice, I'm primarily a ceramicist, but I do approach it from a multidisciplinary way where I think of clay existing on its own, but also finding ways to integrate other materials into it. So they sort of like have a common language. I do explore and play with themes of identity, cultural identity, migration, displacement, and just sort of like that cross-cultural exchange that is happening with me living in America and someone who also had almost all of his life in Ghana. So that cross-cultural exchange is something that is really prevalent in my work a lot. So in this current exhibition titled Duality, I'm interested in me living in America, a sort of like familiar but yet still an unfamiliar space, and finding ways to reconnect back to my roots in Ghana. So sort of like finding things that still back to the idea of that cross-cultural interaction or the cross-cultural parallels that exist between specific cultures in America that I'm experiencing and specific cultures in Ghana. One of my pieces titled The Gatekeepers, you could see a very iconic symbol known as the Ghana Must Go bag in connection to something that I just grabbed off a Walmart shelf. So the juxtaposition of these two materials sort of like speaks to this idea of this sense of duality, me being a Ghanaian existing in an American space and experiencing all these cultures, and how I'm still trying to stay true to my identity as a Ghanaian. Growing up in Ghana, one thing that was really prevalent was the culture of sitting on the floor and listening to stories that were being told by our fathers, our forefathers. So everything basically in Ghana is more of oral tradition. So specifically with this style of installation, I'm interested in sort of like helping viewers experience that culture to where the pieces are removed from the traditional way of displaying, that is putting it on a pedestal, and sort of like letting it sit on the floor as a symbol or a representation of that style or that culture of sitting within a space. At the same time, you could see here that there is, I have a style of arrangement that is more like a semicircle or an arc, speaking to a very specific icon in Ghana called the Independence Square. There's a parallel between this and what is happening in St. Louis, the arc. It speaks to the idea of freedom, liberation, and what have you. So every single thing in this space is very uniquely arranged to sort of like allow viewers experience my culture as a Ghanaian, but at the same time embody some of the experiences that I'm having within this familiar, but at the same time an unfamiliar space called America. So currently I do have two more exhibitions up and coming. I'm working on the curators and the gallery managers to figure that out. One is in Missouri. The other one, they are not setting on the venue yet, so they will get back to me. And also, I'm working on the body of work. So this is actually a part of a larger body of work called Collectively Gathered. And sort of like speaking of my experience, but at the same time connecting it to other people's experiences who are also Africans or immigrants within the diaspora. So in Collectively Gathered, I'm interested in exploring people's experiences using my sculptural pieces and sort of like retelling their story and helping people understand how they navigate these cultural terrains and the challenges that they go through day to day in relation to even their resilience and tenacity towards everything. So I'm pretty excited about that body of work.